Hello, Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we are continuing on the tutorial 4 questions process costing on the first in first out. So refer to the tutorial 4. Jaya Wajah Berhad manufactures fertilizers that go through two main processes. So the output from the first processes is transferred into the second process. Okay, then the materials are added at the beginning of each process. Losses arise at the end of the process, and it is the company policy to value the opening work in process using first in, first out method. So you are given the following information relates to the two processes, process 1 and process 2 for the period ended. So opening work in progress, 1,000 kilogram, fully complete for materials. So that means this is 100%. 50% complete for conversion costs for process 1. And there is no opening work in progress in process 2. Okay, direct material added 22,000 kilogram, 88,000. Material added in process 2, 34. Direct labor, 66,960 and 30,000 each. Overheads, 44,640 and 27,570. So this direct labor and overhead we consider as the conversion cost. So we combine it and treated them as the conversion cost. So the conversion cost for the process 1 in total is 111,600. Okay, and for the process 2, so it is 57, okay, 570. Right, so normal loss, 5% of material input, excluding the opening work in progress. 5% on the material input only, so the normal loss, so you just take whatever units of the material in the process 1. And process 2, it is given in the questions 1,700 kilogram. Scrap value of losses, 2 ringgit 30 cents and 4.2 output. So this is the finished good. Okay, so this is the finished good or finished output in each process. 21,100 kilograms in the process 1 and 19,400 kilograms in the process 2. Closing work in progress, fully completed, 100% for the direct material, 70% complete for the conversion cost. So 600 kilograms for the closing work in progress, and there is none for the process 2. So you can see from the questions in the process 1, there is opening work in progress and closing work in progress. So that will give hints to us that we have to prepare statement of equivalent units for the opening work in progress and the closing work in progress. And in the process 2, there is no OWIP or CWIP. So that means all the products is considered as a completed product or finished goods. Okay, required here, prepare the process 1 and process 2 account and show all relevant workings and statements. So the statements I've prepared here is the statement of the equivalent unit, statement of cost, statement of evaluation. So I already prepared the statements and accounts for us to record the transactions. Okay, so now we start with our process 1 account. So process 1 account start with a 1,000 kilogram. 1,000 kilogram here. So opening work in progress in the process 1 account. Okay, and then continue with the record of the direct material 22,000. Okay, 22,000. So the opening work in progress 1,000 is equivalent to 35,000 ringgit. Okay, the value is 35,000. So for the 22,000 is 88,000. And for the conversion cost, there is no unit. So you just record direct material 66,960. And the overhead is 44,640. Right? So the direct labor and overhead we treated and combine it as a conversion cost. Okay, so all the input costs and the input units we have recorded in a process 1 account. And then we look at the credit sides on the output. So there is a normal loss. Don't forget. So normal loss is a 5% of the material input excluding OWIP, opening work in progress. So the 5% is only the input unit direct material 22,000. Okay, so 5% out of the 22,000, the unit is 1,100. Okay, 1,100 units. So this 1,100 units multiplied by the scrap value, it can be sold at the value is 2 ringgit 30 cents. So 1,100 multiplied by 2.3, so it is 2,530. Okay, so 2,530. Okay, now we can record the normal loss unit as a 1,100 and the value is 2,530 units. Okay, the closing work in progress is given in the questions as 600 units. Okay, 600 units. So given in the questions here, 600 units, 600 kilograms or 600 units, a closing work in progress. So we need to determine on the abnormal loss or abnormal gain. Then another thing is we need to determine how much to be transferred to the process 2, the finished output or the output transfer from process 1 to process 2. Given the question is 21,200. 21,200. Okay, 21,100. Okay, 21,100. So in the 21,100, remember there is a closing work in progress, and the opening work in progress. So we have to find out. So how much is the out of this 21,100? How much is the opening work in progress, and how much is the completed production during the period or CPDP? Okay, before that, we need to determine whether the business is getting abnormal loss or abnormal gain. So abnormal loss is when the actual loss is more than the normal loss. So normal loss here is 1,100 unit. So actual loss we can get from the comparisons of the input unit versus the output unit. So we know that the input unit is 23,000. Based on the opening work in progress 1,000 and the direct material 22,000, so it is 23,000. So the output is only transferred to the process to 21,100 and the closing work in progress 600. So it is 21,700. So this 21,700, it seems that it is less than the input unit. So it is less than the input unit by 1,300. So it is actual loss. So the actual loss is more than the normal loss. So we regard that as the abnormal loss. So the abnormal loss is 200. Okay, 1,003 minus 1,001. So it is 200. So we put it here, 200. Then we add that with the transfer to process 2. Then the normal loss and the closing in progress. Okay. Okay, so we have a total of 23,000. 23,000. Okay, so 21,100 plus 1,100 plus 200 and plus 600 is 23,000. So it must be equivalent to the debit side, which is comes from the opening work in progress 1,000 and direct material 22,000. So 23,000. Okay, so now we have to determine what is the value for the transfer to the process 2, the abnormal loss, and the closing work in progress. So this one we need to prepare the statements of equivalent units. Okay, so input. So we have the opening work in progress 1,000. Then we have the direct materials 22,000. So here is 23,000. And from this input, it goes as the output as a 1,000. Okay, normal loss is we have computed just now 1,100. Abnormal loss is 200. And the closing in progress is 600. Okay, CPDP. So the CPDP CPDP, the input is 22,000. Okay, so we have the normal loss minus from the normal loss out of this 1,100. Okay, minus the abnormal loss, which is 200, and minus the closing work in progress, which is 600. So the CPDP, you got the 20,000 less 1,100, okay, less 200 and less 600. So it is 2,100. 20,100. Okay, so we put in our table. So completed production during the period. So here is 2,100. So when add up together, the opening work in progress 1,000, then the normal loss 1,100, then the abnormal loss 200, then the closing work in progress 600. So it is 23,000. So this opening work in progress, consider as 1,000 here. Okay, just copy back what we have put in the output. 1,000, 20,100. Normal loss 1,100. Abnormal loss 200, 600. So we need to focus on the opening work in progress and the closing work in progress. How much is already completed? So given the questions, 1,000 kilos fully completed for materials. So it is 100%. Means there is no more leaving for the opening work in progress. Okay. So conversion cost, it is 50% complete for the conversion cost. So you just take a 50% from the output 1,000. Okay, so it is 500. For the completed production, the rest we can say that it is 100% completion. Okay, 100% completion for the conversion cost. All the other items like the CPDP, normal loss, and abnormal loss we consider as 100%. Okay, 100% completed. So here also is 100% completed. Okay, 100% completed. So we just copy the unit here, 20,100, 20,100, and then 1,100, 1,100 for the normal loss, abnormal loss 200. Okay, and then for the closing work in progress, based on the questions mentioned here, fully complete for the material, 100%. Okay, and then 70% complete for the conversion cost. So here is 100% for the closing work in progress, and 70% out of 600. Okay, so it is 420 for the closing work in progress. Okay, opening work in progress, there is no, we don't record how many percent here because it is fully completed 100%. We don't put here 1,000 because it is considered as part of the completed production, because it's already included in the completed production during the period CPDP, and assume that this already 100% completed. So that's why here for the OWIP it is put as a nil or dash. Okay. Okay, so now we can calculate how much is the equivalent units. So the equivalent units here is the process 1 is 23,000. Okay, for the process 2 it is 22,000. Okay, 2,100 plus with 1,001. So 22,000. And for the conversion cost, 500 plus 2,100 plus 1,100 plus 200 and 420. So it is 22,320. Okay. Okay, there is no balance here for the OWIP, so that's why it is nil. Okay, for the statement of cost, so the current cost as per direct material. So this one, we put it here, and this one, okay, we put it here. So current cost here, equivalent unit here is 22,000. Conversion cost is 22,320. So direct material, we take from our process account here, which is 88,000, and the conversion cost 66,960 and 44,640. This one, so it is a 111,600. So we put in our statement of cost. Okay, so the direct material is 88,000 from our process 1 account, and conversion cost, we combine the direct labor and the overhead, which is a total of 111 and 600,000. Okay, so cost per unit, you just divide the 88,000 with the equivalent unit 22,000. So we got a 4 ringgit. So RM 4 ringgit. And this one, okay, divide by 22,320. So it is 5 ringgit. So it is 5 ringgit. So altogether, the total cost per unit is RM 9 ringgit. Okay, so this RM cost per unit, RM 9 ringgit, we can value now our opening work in progress, CPDP, normal loss, abnormal loss, CWIP in our statement of evaluation. So the opening work in progress, there is none for the direct material, but we have from the statement of equivalent unit, we have 500. Okay, we have 500 for the conversion cost, 500. So we take the conversion cost figure, conversion cost column kat situ, conversion cost column, and transfer all the information into the statement of evaluations. So 500. So 500 multiplied by RM5 per unit for the conversion cost. So it is 2,500. So this one is the RM. Okay. So for the CPDP, so it is 20,000. So we take here 2,100, then 1,100, then 200, then 420. Okay, 420 and 600 direct material. So 2,100. Then the normal loss is 1,100. Then the abnormal loss is 200. Closing work in progress for the direct material is 100% completed. So it is 600. And 70% completed for the conversion cost, it is 420. 420. So here you multiply by the cost per unit, 9 ringgit. Okay, for the CPDP, for the normal loss, for the abnormal loss, and for the closing work in progress, we take for the direct material is 4 ringgit. For the conversion cost, it is 5 ringgit. Okay, so it is 2004, and here is 2001. So in total, it is 4,500. 4,500. So this one is 180,900. Okay, then 1,001 multiplied by 9 is 9,900 and 1,800. So then we can transfer all the costs to the process account. Process account 1, okay, abnormal loss. So we can transfer here abnormal loss 1,200. 1,800. Abnormal loss. So it is 1,800. Okay. For the CWIP, cost closing work in progress is 4,500. Okay. For the transfer to the process 2, we need to listing what is the component cost transfer to the process 2, which is the opening work in progress brought down that we get from our process 1 account, 35,000. Okay, 35,000, which is this one, 35,000. Then we have the opening work in progress here, 2,500. 2,500. Okay, CPDP completed production during the period. So it's 180, 900. Net normal loss. Okay, the normal loss is 9,900 multiplied by the scrap value. So the scrap value is from our process 1 account. The scrap value here is 2,530. For the normal loss, okay, 2,530. So we minus to get the net normal loss, 73770. Then we add up with the CPDP. Then we add up with the opening current and opening brought forward. So it is a 225,770. 225,770. So this one we put in our process 1 account. Okay, so 225,770. Okay, we add with the normal loss scrap value 2,530 plus with the 1,800 abnormal loss plus with the 4,500 closing in progress. So it is 234,600. 234,600. So automatically it must be balanced with the debit side, 35,000 plus 88,000. Okay, plus with the 66,960 direct labor and plus 44,640 for the overhead. So it is automatically balanced 234,600. Okay, so already completed our account. So next for the process 2, process 1 completed already. So we need to finish we need to continue the process 2 and finish our abnormal loss and normal loss account. Okay, we calculate or we record first the abnormal loss and normal loss account. From process 1 we have the normal loss 1,001, abnormal loss 200, 200 and 1,080 for the abnormal loss. Okay, from process 1. it is 200, and the value just now is 1008. Okay, normal loss account. Here is 200, 1008. Normal loss 1100, and it is 2530. 2530. Okay, from process 1, 1100, 2530. Okay, then we proceed with the process 2. Okay, process 2 transfer from process 1. So we have 21,102 to 5770. Okay, transfer from process 1, 2100 and 21,100 and 2 to 5770. Okay, then we added with the current material added, which is 34,000. There's no units there. So 34,000, and the conversion cost, direct labor, is 30,000, and the overhead is 27,570. 27,570. So all the information for the process 2, as per questions here, 34, 30,000, 27,570, and there is a normal loss 1,700. Okay, and there's no opening and work in progress. So the normal loss can be sold for 4.2 ringgit. Okay, so we put it here. Normal loss is 1,700. Sold for 4.2, so it is a 7,140. Okay, 1,007. So the units here, so we just can balancing the accounts by minus the units from transfer process 1, 21,100. Okay, 21,100. So minus with the normal loss unit. Okay, that will give us the finished good, 19,400. So 19,400, which is equivalent to the as per questions here. As per question here, the finished output, finished good is 19,400 kilogram. So 19,400 kilogram. So this 19,400 kilogram, you can calculate the cost per unit, or you can find out through the balancing figure. So this one we added altogether is a 317,340. So 317,340, and minus with the normal loss scrap value, that is 310,200. Okay, to find the cost per unit for the process, cost per unit, process 2, cost per unit, process 2, atau or is a finished good. Okay, so the input cost 317,340 minus the scrap value 7,140 divided by the input unit 21,100 minus by 1,700. So this is 310,200 divided by 19,400. So you got more or less RM 15.989. So that is the cost per unit, and then lastly we will continue to the process to the normal loss account. So in the process 2 we have the normal loss, which is 1,000. Okay, process 2, from process 2 we have the normal loss 1,700 at the 7,140. So this normal loss we can can sold it for cash. For the process 1, we can sold it for cash at 2.3. Sorry, the units is 1,100. The units is 1,100 at 2.3. Okay, 1,100. Another one is 1,700. Okay, so 1,100 at 2.3, so 2,570. And similarly 1,700 at 4.2, so 7,140. 7,140. So then we balance the account, so 2008 here and 9,670. Okay, so here also we balance the account 2008 and 9,670. So here the 200 we transfer to our profit and loss account. Partly we can sell cash using, we can sell and get cash for it. So multiply by the 2.3. Okay, this is the scrap value. For the losses, 200 multiplied by 2.3. So we can sell it for 460, and the balance, okay, goes to the written off in the profit and loss account as a 1340. 1340. Okay, you write off in the profit and loss account or income statement. Okay, with that, we already finished answer all questions in the tutorial 4, which is prepare the process 1, process 2, abnormal gain, normal loss account, and the relevant statements of equivalent unit, statement of cost, and statement of evaluation. Okay, with that, thank you very much for the listening.